Okay, so I'm a little confused. As you know, I like ZZZ. I love Fufu. Maybe a little bit too much. Admittedly, I was debating pulling Seed. She is very cute. Speaking of pulling, we all know how expensive it can be to pull for a new character, whether it's just them themselves or their signature weapon as well. So thank you to Top Live for sponsoring this video. Using the discount code of SAY, which is the link down below as well, you can get each of these bundles with a certain percentage off. SAY itself provides you with a 12% off, but everything here already operates under a discount. Top Live works as a middleman. Essentially, they allow you to purchase these packs which are already in-game at a cheaper discount than you would normally be able to get, from 25% off or up to 30% off, in this case at least. For those of you who want to max out your memberships, i.e. your monthly cards, you can get 5 at once. And for those of you who want the character but don't want to have to top up again and again and again, they do sell the guaranteed packs, which give you the pulls required of a total of 180. This means that you aren't excluding the first time top up bonus and you are only going to max pity. Of course, you can get lucky. So once again, thank you to Top Live for sponsoring this video. Now, I like Anby, so Trigger was legitimately speaking a consideration for me, but I'm gonna be honest, she has too much going on. And by too much going on, I mean if she were flatter, if she were younger, if she were like Lucy or Piper, it'd be great. That's kind of my issue right now. I am an individual who has unfortunately been very preferential towards stunners. Fufu, Qingyi, Koleda. These are the 3 units who I use the most. And speaking bluntly, if I'm ignoring or just looking at all the characters I have in my account, the ones who I'd actually consider investing more into would be Fufu and Qingyi, because unfortunately, those are the characters, at least the 2 characters, who I'd use the most. Don't get me wrong, I like Alice, and if you're looking at my account right now, Alice has R2 because I did pick up 2 dupes of her weapon. Accidentally, it was in the same temple. But I can't necessarily pull on a banner for Nekomata. And I have C3 Qingyi. I use her quite a lot. I'd say she's been a very good investment. In the same vein as my Nekomata has been a pretty good investment. She is C4. But the downside is, I'd say ZZZ is a very anomaly-focused game. You have, don't get me wrong, some great generalist options. I think Yishuan is really good, but Yishuan's hyper-specific. So instead, we're going to talk about characters like Anby or Haramasa. I won't talk about miHoYo because miHoYo's in a weird situation where she's an anomaly character, but can also use attack skills. It's weird. I'm not considering that. If you have invested into anomaly, I think overall your account is in a great position. If you like attackers, you may be in some trouble. Now, I can't speak on that because I haven't necessarily pulled Ellen Joe, and I haven't pulled a lot of these other characters as you see up here. But Anomaly has the advantage of having AoE. Pretty much every Anomaly character has the AoE they need. Anomaly has the advantage of having both characters that are flexible, like Astra and Yuzuha. I understand Yuzuha is a great support for Anomaly and specifically meant for that team, but Astra still works. If you were to hyper-invest into something like Rupture, upcoming at least, you need HP buffers, which no one else benefits for except for Rupture units. And I think the downside of this is that if you like attackers, they either are way too generalist to the extent to where there is no point in hyper-investing to them when you could hyper-invest and put the exact same team with the exact same resources onto any other character and get more value, if they're standard at least, or they're hyper-specific, as Anby, as an example, wants Aftershock. And yes, I'm aware, Fufu does Aftershock to a degree. But primarily speaking, you want Trigger. The problem with this is, as of right now, attackers don't have the AoE they need, i.e. Anby is really not meant for AoE content, at least not in the same vein as Yanagi or Alice or any of these other characters. And attackers are more reliant on stun windows. And that means that characters who are less reliant on stun windows, Anomaly or Rupture, just outright beat most, if not all of those characters who are base attackers, at least at the moment. Now I'm aware, Seed is an attacker, but Seed requires a partner. Anomaly characters are much lower in investment for much higher performance in my opinion, and that sucks. But on that exact same vein, I want to talk about something else that's important, which is fan service. Why haven't we gotten an outfit for a Koleda, Lucy, or even Fufu? Now, I'm aware Yishuan got an outfit. I'm aware Alex got an outfit. I am aware that Yuzuha got an outfit and Vivian's getting one too. Allegedly, maybe, possibly. I had dreams about an outfit, okay? Look, I'm saying I really feel like she deserves a swimsuit. It's very fitting that we're in a summer-themed area as of right now, and I just feel like it would be very nice. However, in that same vein, it would be very nice if Fufu got a swimsuit. But no, since 2.0, she is the only character who has not gotten an alternate outfit. And subsequently, she is the character with the least amount of fan service for her cinema art, which is disappointing. Because as someone who came here for the cute and funny, the Nekomata, the Koleda, the Piper, the Lucy, even the Qingyi, I haven't seen even whispers of the idols. Oh yes, Chinatsu was in that one quest. She appeared that one time, but like guys, she's not in the game. It's been a year. Where is she? It sucks. Now, I like ZZZ. I like it a lot. But I am very interested and perhaps concerned for how attackers will be in the future. I think and want and hope and pray Anby gets buffs. I like her a lot. I've invested quite heavily into her. I want to pull dupes of her. That's what I'm waiting for right now. I haven't done her a story quest, but that's a different story entirely. But the issue is that as an attacker without the AoE, it just doesn't make sense to invest more into her when a Yanagi would be better performing for most content. Because let's be honest here, Shiryu Defense has a lot more AoE enemies, a lot more small mobs, and then a big boss. Problem is, Anby has a specific team she really wants and performs well. That's Trigger, so I don't have many flexible options for that B2 slot. And secondarily, she wants to be on the field. Third, she doesn't have the AoE. So when I'm dealing with content that has small mobs, Alice is better. Yushuan is better. Miyabi is better. I could drag in a Haramasa and he'd probably perform better because he does have a little bit more AoE. And that doesn't feel very good. Yes, Fufu has Aftershock, but it's not to the degree that makes her match up to Trigger. And Fufu really, she benefits characters like that are Rupture. And don't get me wrong, her buffs to herself and to her team are really nice in my opinion. But unfortunately, she's not at the same level as a character like Qingyi in terms of just team-wide buffing, i.e. damage reduction or defense reduction for the enemy. And that sucks. A lot of her cons are more buffing herself rather than helping the team deal more damage, helping her deal more damage whilst helping the team deal more damage. And that's bad. So I don't know. What do you play? If you play Anomaly, how are you performing in endgame? If you play attackers, maybe Ellen Joe, maybe Zhuyan, how are you doing as of right now? And if you pulled Seed, what's your plan going forward? Because you kind of have to pull, I believe at least, another attacker or Orphe. Now, I liked Orphe. She was cute, but like, not cute enough for me to pull. By the way, those are my 2 cents. Subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.